very special occasion this evening was that we had Martyn Smith and his wife Leslie coming with us tonight, but unfortunately he's got laryngitis and can't make it. So he sends his apologies and he's really quite sorry. When I telephoned him, he croaked into the phone. So that was it. But we do have Bob and Brenda, so thank you for coming all the way from Ipswich to be here this evening. And we've even managed to get Toby to come out. Presentations, they go on forever, waiting to get to the #1 prize winner. And this evening we've got the #1 prize winner was expected to be Mike Webb again for the whole thing. So Mike Webb, would you please come out here to receive your #1 prize? So now what you've got to do, Mike, you've got to come here, you've got to come here, you've got to turn around and you've got to face the audience. And now the thing about Mike is I've been to his house many times and I never see any of his awards. You imagine that he's got racks and shelves of them all over, everywhere everybody goes, but I've looked in all his cupboards, looked in the toilet, I can't find any anywhere. But this evening we got him a very special one so that he can't hide it. So if it comes in through the door, Mr. Mike Webb. That's your new spinnaker. You have to put that on the gable end of the house, and as we sail past, we can wave at you. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. We could hold that down. Yeah, well, you can stand it up. That looks very impressive. Well, everybody has one bigger than himself, does it? And the next prize that we've got is somebody that's somebody that has everything. So, David, could you come out here, please? Well, I wouldn't, Toby, would I? No, turn around. Right, so no. So what do you give a man that's got everything? He's got a lovely wife, lovely family, lovely business, got probably the best house in Falmouth, he's got the best boat, he's had it for 30 years. And so what you think, the only thing he hasn't got is he hasn't got a gold Oscar, has he? So we thought we were getting a gold Oscar. But hang on a minute, wait. There's always a but. What we really want to do is tie a string round his neck with a load of lead on it. And you've got to carry this with you at all times, David. You've got to slow down a little bit. Now, the other person that has been coming up with the whole group recently is Peter. So where are you, Peter? Peter Stevens, come on out here. Peter, as you know, recently joined the fleet. How many years ago, Peter?
About 5, I think.
About 5 years ago. And like all good Firebird owners, he's a very good chap. And first thing he did is capsize it. So we've had a very special cup made. Yeah, there we go.
So you've got one with 3, 4, 5.
Thank you, Peter. It's a pleasure. And now Colin and James should be here. Colin, if you'd come up. Just Colin's reminding me he's older than me. He's probably the oldest one in the fleet, but he doesn't actually admit to it ever. Anyway, not to be outdone, Colin is also the other owner that capsized, so you've got you a special cup as well, Colin. So there it is. But as there are now 2 owners, we have to have 2, one each for you and James. And Colin wants everybody to know that James was on the helm. And Colin, I'm sorry. Now, in any organisation, there's always somebody that knows the rules. Now, if you'd like to come up here, Mike Wigmore. it's your turn, Mike. Please stand in front and turn around like a good boy. One of the things about most of us is that we don't know the rules. We kind of approach the start line in trepidation, hoping that somebody will give us room to come through. But when somebody shouts at you, you automatically assume that they know the rules, and you must be wrong. So I've got written up a special set of rules for Michael, which he'll have on his bulkhead, and these are as follows. This is the amendments to the notice of the race, and rules. Murray will be governed by the rules as defined in these amendments. The start. Murray shall not cross the start line until all other competitors have cleared away. Marks. Murray shall give way at all marks to any boat within 10 boat lengths, either on port or starboard tack. And collision avoidance. In addition to the standard collision regs, Murray shall also give way to all competitors on port. And the finish. Murray shall not cross the finish line until all other competitors have finished. This is for you, Steve, just to remind you not to cross the start line before you're ready. And we've also got, for Steve, his own personal upside down cup. So this is going to be presented to you, Steve, as soon as you're better again. By the way, his cat had a problem, I'm not quite sure, so he couldn't make it tonight. But in addition to that, Steve, we have a bottle of champagne for you, and the reason for that is that it's only down to Steve that we're all here tonight. It's Steve that's organised getting all the Firebirds together. And it's his effort. So he's been a fantastic inspiration. And this is a rather special bottle of champagne. It was Winston Churchill's favourite. So we know you like the class, Steve, so have this one on us. So thank you very much. Oh yes, Simon and Mike. Simon Hockin. And Mike, can you come up? Just turn around. Just turn around. You're not allowed to look. These are the new boys. Now this is Simon Hockin, and this is Mike. This is Mike Matheson.
Hutch.
Hutch.
Yeah.
Right, this is Mike Hutch and this is Simon Hockin. Now I didn't know until Simon signed that piece of paper the other day that he actually has owned 3 Firebirds. He's a real glutton for punishment. He started off with Phoenix and then Ultraviolet and then Firebird 2. Now he's not going to get an upside down cup, Simon. And why is that, Simon?
Because I haven't turned it upside down.
He's never turned one upside down. Hooray! However, in fit of enthusiasm, he sent me an email or a round robin saying, Harvey, what is the best chart plotter for these races? And I said, well, Simon, don't worry, you're going to be following everybody for the first 2 or 3 years, if not forever. So we've got you a very special award. Now, you're not allowed to look, you've got to face the other way. You've got some your very own private pair of binoculars for you. So they're the full life.
That's what it looks like from where we are.
Thank you guys, and welcome to the team. Another special award this evening from Mike Tebbett. Could you come up here please, Mike? So this is Michael Tebbett, used to own Phoenix many years ago and numerous boats called Arlette. And when I first got into sailing, it's quite an experience to meet all these yachties and to find out what they're like, because I'd never been sailing before. And so I went to the first regatta and I met this very sophisticated gentleman who spoke quite properly, you know. And I thought, oh my God, what do we do with this? You know? However, later on in the evening, turn around, Michael, don't do it. Later on in the evening, he put on a pair of glasses.
Oh, the exact ones.
And I thought, my God, if he can wear a pair of glasses like that, he must be sensible and one of us. So I joined the group, and I've been very grateful to Michael for many, many years. Hang in, Michael. I've got a pair too. One other little award I'd like to give is to my son Roy. Would you like to come up here, Roy? So the first one is for Roy, is his own little personal upside down cup.
Round the island.
The first round the island race we did in '96, when I first had Orion. Roy was on board as a 16-year-old, and when we pitch bowled, he slid up the trampoline and crashed into the beam and hurt his shoulder very badly. And whenever we're sailing these days, he's paranoid about checking the ropes. There is nobody on board that is checking that the ropes are clear like Roy all day, every day. So Roy, here's your very own personal upside down cup. And the other thing that we've got for him is his own personal medal. And, it's a little medal for bravery. Because he still comes over. And he keeps coming out with me, and I found out the last time we did the round the island race when we talked about not doing it again, and he said, well actually Dad, I only come here to look after you to make sure you don't fall over. But he still keeps coming, and so finally we got himself a crash helmet. Thank you, Roy. Thanks, Roy. Well done. Now, one thing about having a list is that you should read it from time to time. And I realise that I've missed off somebody, so Rupert, could you please come up here? Turn around. Now, Issa is here somewhere, or she must be upstairs. Either way, thank you Issa and Rupert for years and years of barbecues at your house. You've been very, very special in entertaining the Firebird team over all those years. And so what I thought we ought to do is that you ought to invite Issa to come out with you on crewing, because we've got your very special barbecue here. So here's a little barbecue, and there are the gimbals, and it'll fit perfectly on the push bit on the back of the Firebird. So there you go now. Thank you. They're looking after. There's one very other special person we've got here that's been on more Firebirds than I think anybody can shake a stick at, pretty well all of them, and that's Keith Bliss. So Keith Bliss, would you like to come up here, please? I know I'm a naughty man, I'm a really naughty man. Because one of the things about a group of people like this is you can pull fun at people and everybody gets on and enjoys it. And so we've got a very special award for Keith because of all the expertise that he's been on. And here it is for everybody.
Only three? Should be four.
Mostly with Harvey.
Thank you, Keith. It's actually magic. So, on that note, that concludes our presentation for the prize winners for tonight. And I now want to get down to the real business of why we're here. So, you're okay, Toby? You can lean up here. Do you need a sheet? And Bob and Brenda, come around here. Now we should have Martin and Leslie here as well, so just imagine they're here. Yeah, you can hang on, Bob. You're allowed to hold on. Well, I bought my first Firebird 20 years ago, but they were actually invented back in the late 70s. Can you come forward a little bit?
Yeah, shuffle your chair.
Yeah.
I can't see Bob.
Yeah, so Bob's got to move in.
There you go. And most of you know the story about the Firebirds, but the thing that I wanted to point out this evening was that all these Firebirds came about because of three things that happened. Martyn Smith had that brilliant conceptual idea and had the engineering skills to design it. And Toby had the technical skills and the ability to actually put it together and make it. And it was Bob and Brenda that had the business skills to actually form a company and make this thing happen. And when you look back, it's an amazing experience, an amazing thing that they've actually achieved over the years. And I wanted to say thank you, because it's for 20 years of my life, it's been one of the most exciting things I've ever been able to do. And for a lot of other people, it's the same. And we've got David Healy here and Mike Rudd that have been at it for 30 years, I believe, is the going right now. So, David, if you'd like to come out, we've got some special awards to give. And Mike, if you'd like to come out as well, please. And we'll have to save Martyn's till later. And if most of you have seen these awards, but Mike, if you'd like to give it to Bob and Brenda, there's the Bob and Brenda one.
There you go. Thank you so much.
And thank you, and David, if you'd like to give it to Toby.
Don't kiss him.
He might enjoy it. Let's hold the one up to Martyn as well. Have you got the Martyn one there? So that we get a picture of all three of them. And Martyn, we're making this video for you. So, you're there, Martyn. This is especially for you. It's from all the Firebird owners, past and present, to say thank you for what a wonderful job you did designing this boat all those years ago, and the help that you gave your godson, Toby, and Bob and Brenda over the years to make it all possible. We really appreciate it. It's been great fun. So thank you, Toby. Thank you, Martyn. Can you hold it a minute, please, Mike or David? Pete Goss, as most of you know, sailed the very first Firebird back in '88 across the Atlantic, and he couldn't be here today, but he did send me a little thing that he'd like me to read out to you all. And this is for you as well, Martyn. So this is from Pete Goss, 2016. Hi all. I am sad that I can't join you, but delighted to report that it's because I'm away cruising in Biscay. I couldn't let the fact that you have Martyn, Toby, Bob and Brenda with you pass by without a word of thanks and appreciation. I have been lucky enough to have a few daft ideas, as I call my projects. But for me, the greatest sailing achievement was to sail Cornish Meadow in the 1998 single-handed transatlantic. What a trip that was, and of course it became the foundation for many other joints. I use the word foundation, for you could say that everything that followed sat on the shoulders of that amazing Firebird team embodied in Martyn, Toby, Bob and Brenda. You have only to look at a Firebird to know that it's something special, but to sail one says it all. Way ahead of her time and still one of a kind. Thanks for being such a big part of my life and for doing it with such kindness and generosity. Cheers, Pete. I think that sums it all up from all of us and everybody. So thank you, Toby, thank you, Brenda, thank you, Bob, and thank you, Martyn, for all that you've done for us. It's been a great ride. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Harvey.